Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and look what I got in my mailbox. Some SoftFlex kits. This is the Tucson Great Bead Extravaganza kit, and this one was a little bit different. You did have to get the strand, and I believe this mini mix separately, and then of course you got your wire and everything. But I wanted to show you how cute. They sent this pretty sticker. Thank you for supporting my small business, which is so lovely. And of course, I love that turquoise color. And then I love this. Isn't that the cutest thank you card? From Kristen, Sarah, and SoftFlex team. I mean, not enough can be said about a handwritten thank you note. I'd like to think maybe, hopefully those days are coming back where we can be more personal, but this is what I love about small businesses. They do appreciate you, and you know that you're appreciated. And they are just a wonderful company. And I just love their collaborations with them. Their beautiful SoftFlex wire and Jesse James beads. So this, I already can tell, is just massive eye candy. I love Southwestern anything. I love food. I love the clothes. I love the jewelry. And these beads look amazing. So I am really excited to unbox this today. So in the kit, there is a SoftFlex green turquoise color and some silver crimp tubes, sterling silver, silver plated ear wires, silver plated lobster claw clasps, and all of these findings are very high quality. I really, really, really love their crimp tubes. I cannot say enough about them. Tiara cast antique silver plated Thunderbird Charms and a Tiara cast antique silver plated Western style button. Oh, I love Tiara cast. As we all know, that's a really high quality metal and also family owned company. And then we have some beautiful check beads. It looks like we've got topaz faceted rondelle check glass beads, ammonite with travertine check glass beads, carved table cut, mint opal center cut, 6mm red orange opaline. That sounds amazing. And 13x8 turquoise platinum wash melon drop beads. Then on top of that, so that came in the kit. And then, of course, the companion strand by Jesse James Beads called Tucson Love, which we'll take a closer look at. And they had a design elements that you did have to purchase separately called Tucson Love. Normally the Jesse James is included, but for whatever reason it wasn't this time. But it still came up to about the same amount of what you would spend for one of their kits. So I am excited to dive in. I think we will start with the beautiful strand here, which I love these colors. Beautiful turquoises. I love that matte rondelle bead. The snowflake bead we all love. Beautiful little boho. Looks like some big hole beads that are made to look like turquoise. Some Hishi beads. That's a gorgeous piece of blue gorgeousness. I do love turquoise. I'm pretty sure this is not actual turquoise. It's probably, I'm trying to think what the name of that stone is that they dye. But I don't mind. I think it's really pretty. And so on and so forth. So lots of spacers. I see some really pretty spacer beads in here. This is a very monochromatic strand, but every shade of blue I think is represented, even your really soft green blues. So that should go very nicely with a lot of the other things that I am looking at. So while we're at it, let's open up our bag of check goodies. And there's that beautiful SoftFlex wire. Love that color. And the color is green turquoise color. Medium beading wire. And it looks like we're getting 10 feet. I think that's what they usually send. So quite a bit to play with. These must be the turquoise platinum. Nope. Ammonite, topaz, mint opal center cut check glass beads. That's got to be these. Aren't those interesting? They look very Aztec to me. Mainly because of that step pattern. Very pretty. Look how nicely with our strand. Isn't that gorgeous? Carved table cut check beads. Those are neat. I like the texture on those. Again, the colors look stunning. These are the Ammonite with travertine. Look like little fossils. I love the finish on those. That's a really cool... Look, there's even some like blue-green patina in there. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at those colors. Very vibrant. I love the way the blue plays off of these browns, especially like the orangey reddish browns. Gorgeous. These must be the... What are these? These are the Turquoise Platinum Wash Melon beads. They're melon drop beads. Very pretty. Red, orange, opaline, gold disc spacer beads. So you've got the gold wash on these red discs. And look at that pop with those colors. Don't you love a Southwestern palette? It's just so rich and inviting and warm. What we got here is orange, nope, topaz faceted rondelle. Wow, that's a lot of rondelles. Rondelle glass beads. Really pretty. I love the sparkle. These are really fun to stack, as you can see. They look great stacked, and then in your jewelry. Also stacked. Look at it stacked with these. Like you could take this and just put a few of these rondelles in there. That'd make a beautiful bracelet. Gorgeous. And then, not to be dismissed by any means, these lovely crimp beads. I always talk about these. They are the highest quality crimp beads you can get. And I just appreciate them so much because, you know, a lot of crimping, if you use their magical crimping tool with these, they look like a little bead, which is great. And they're very secure and very easy to work with. And we also have some really pretty looking findings. Let's see. So we have, so Southwestern style button. And you can certainly use that in jewelry, but the buttons make nice closures for bracelets, which that'd be a good tutorial. I may do that. And ear wires, of course. My favorite kind, the French ear wires. And a lobster claw clasp. And then I love these. Let me put these on another tray. These Thunderbird Charms. Look how detailed those are. And they are double-sided and they are gorgeous. And they are tiara cast, so you can't go wrong. What a cute pair of earrings those would make. Ideas percolating, folks. That's what is so wonderful about these kits. And I'm going to move this stuff over to the side here so we can have a nice eye candy moment. Isn't that pretty? That just makes me happy to look at. Just like that. And now we're going to look in our wonderful Design Elements mix from Jesse James Beads. Tucson love, and I already see some things in here that look amazing. And the colors, I love the colors. And this thing is chock full, as always. Cannot go wrong. This really is one of my favorite things to get, is the SoftFlex Jesse James Beads kits. Everything is just so pretty and coordinates so nicely. So right off the bat, look at those. Gorgeous. That is beautiful. I'm going to move our findings over. And our wire, we're not going to forget about our wire, but you know what? And we got, there was a color, I wish I could remember it, in our Galentine's kit that's kind of a deep red. Would also be really beautiful with this. It's like a brick red, and I will put that in the description, what the name of that color is. I can't find my spool at the moment, but I may pull it out and work with this as well. I love these bead caps. I think we've seen these before, and I love the patina on them. So pretty. I think of, like, you know, when you go antiquing, finding old Western things that have the patina on them. That's what I like. I like that visually so much. So interesting. And then look at these flowers. They coordinate nicely, and they have 2 loops on the ends. So you could do a lot with those. Make drops, do a station on a necklace, a charm with a tassel maybe on a bracelet. Gorgeous. Very pretty. And you know, I love me some pottery, and there's some gorgeous coin beads. Oh, I love those. I just love anything that looks handmade like that. That just speaks Southwest to me. And look, you've got some round ones. Those are so pretty. I just do love pottery beads. Any kind of ceramic. I love the finish on those. And those look really amazing next to sparkly items. They just play off each other so nicely. Some really gorgeous rust-colored faceted round beads. That's pretty. And I love these little miracle beads. Also in kind of a rusty orange. That's got a little more red in it, but they coordinate nicely. And look at how pretty they play up against the turquoise. Now again, these are, I had somebody send me a message today because I was asking what you all want to learn more or talk about more, and she was talking about learning more about color. So one of the things that I notice in a lot of these mixes that are so beautiful is that they use the opposite on the color wheel. So orange and blue is just always a dynamite combination, and you see it over and over again in nature. And, you know, there's Southwestern palettes, you know, depending on the shades and the saturation of the blue. You know, these have a little more green, this has a little more red. They always work. And so whenever you can do some subtle complementary colors like that, you're going to have a really nice energy to your pieces. So that's just a thought. We'll dig more into color theory. I'm not a color theory expert, but having done art all my life, It is something that I pay attention to and can be learned. And actually, there's a lot of inspiration out there for you to find color. So this is kind of got a little bit of orange in it too, but see how there's different shades? So that's how you get like a depth. It's not all one note orange and one note blue. You've got, you know, more of a green blue, kind of a very green. You got a more red here, more of a turquoise. Then you've got more of a Caribbean kind of blue or a milky green blue. But they all work. They all work because they're have that energy because they're the opposites on that color wheel. So that is what we will explore further as we go through 2022. It was requested. I think it's a great idea. And I always learning about color. You never stop observing and learning cool things about it. I love these beads. Wish there were more in that mix. Aren't those beautiful? I love the detail. I love these guys. I just like that shape. I've mentioned that before. I know I have. These are some pretty kind of frosty orange rectangle beads. They're frosty, but they have some flash, a little bit of hot pink in there, I think. And look how pretty they are with the turquoise. The green, it's more of a green, but I just love this color combination. Here's some pretty bead caps. I think we've got some very ornate ones here. Can't go wrong with those. All of this coordinates really nicely. A more neutral. And that's the other thing I've mentioned in the past is when you're working with a lot of color, you do need some neutrals mixed in there to let your eyes rest. It really does help. And it adds another dimension. And then we've got these pretty matte rondelles. Almost in the same color as these shiny ones, but they're matte. So different little texture there. Love that. Teeny beeny little tassels. Little baby tassels. Hello, little tassels. Cute on some earrings. These are neat. They're spacer beads, but they have a nice big hole. So if you want to do any leather work, there's some spacers for some leather or a thicker, maybe a macrame cord or a braided cord. Some more beautiful turquoise rondelles. I'm loving these colors in this mix. So pretty. It just screams Southwestern, doesn't it? Look at these. These look almost like little flowers, these little spacers. Again, I love the detail and the texture on those. Beautiful. And then more spacers. There's a lot of spacers too between the mix and this strand. This strand has quite a few bead caps and spacers. And so that's going to be really nice to have included with your other pieces. That'll really stretch your design possibilities, I think. But now that I've mentioned the complementary colors, can you see all the orange and blue that's in this mix? And how beautifully it plays together? There's just like a little vibration of energy that happens. And this happens to be my favorite complementary color pair. You've got purple and yellow. Sometimes you'll see fuchsias, you know, purpley fuchsias and yellows. And then, of course, you've got red and green, which we always think about the holidays. And then, of course, blue and orange. And then you get into more complex color combinations after that. So what's interesting is, even though, uh-oh, don't want to lose you. Almost lost you there. My phone was letting me know it was tired. I moved it so that I don't hit the camera, and it decided to move on its own, so that was a little spooky. Hopefully you didn't get too seasick from that. But getting back to my thoughts about color, we'll talk more about it, I think, this year. It is something to think about. And what's nice about these mixes and these subscriptions is you have people that are actually doing this thinking for you. But pay attention, because you probably have these colors of beads in your stash that are, you know, if you're anything like me, you've probably got your things organized by color. And you could literally take a tray and grab all your turquoise beads and like anything that's rust colored or orange, and you're going to start to see the same type of energy. So even though this was thought of for you, and one of the things that I love about these two companies is how beautifully their products work together. And also, you know, Jesse James Beads hires artists to make their mixes and put a lot of this together. So all those folks that have that expertise combined, you're going to have a winning combination just with the kits that you buy. But you can learn a lot from the kits if you're paying attention to the subtle differences in color, the textures, you know, the finish, how the finishes are treated, the materials, and all of it works beautifully. And you don't have to do much thinking, but it's a beautiful jumping off point. And you can always add things of your own. So if you wanted more, say this color, and maybe you have some, you know, carnelian beads would be pretty. You could pull out your stash of carnelian beads and add and make more of an orange palette. So I would say just use this as a inspiration and learning tool. Do pay attention to the colors, and I do think about the theory behind it a little bit. I mean, obviously you don't have to think at all if you don't want to, because it's gorgeous. But if you're into that kind of thing, or you want to learn more about it, it's here for the learning. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about color for now. But I did appreciate that somebody asked me to talk more about that. And those are the kinds of things I would like to bring to this channel so that we can all learn together. And if there's something we don't know, together we will do research, or I will do research, bring you what I've found, and maybe we learn something together on it. So thank you so much for watching this unboxing. I am excited to get started making some things. I have 5 trays of kits I get to work on this weekend. So I'm excited because I love getting the new kits and all the possibilities that come with them. And then I am finishing up some random bits here and there that I haven't finished. And that's something else that we'll probably explore this year, is what to do with unfinished projects. Because let me tell you, as much as I make, I still have quite a few unfinished items, and I bet you do too. So, thank you for watching. Stay safe, be healthy, take care of your families, and thank you so much for subscribing, and I will see you on the next video.